Up out and fishing. Nearly time for lunch. Just in time for lunch, to be fair. So we'll have a quick chat to camera with camera woman Rosa at the helm.
Don't talk.
She don't want to be on camera, but I said, do you want to have a go at being in charge of the camera? And she said, yeah. So.
These supplies come to me.
Oh, she's also the supply woman as well. Right, I'm back after, what's it been to you guys, about a month and a half's absence? For me, it's actually been nearly 2 months, oh God, possibly nearly 2 months, or maybe even slightly more, since I last got out fishing. It's been a long time, or it's felt like it's been a long time. We are at the Poo Pipe at Withensea, to the right hand side of it this time. We're going to see what happens, because when we moved, kind of buried all my fishing gear, so I haven't got any fresh gear in my box. So I'm using rigs that are a little old. Hooks are still good, but the rigs, let's just say the rig body concerns me a little bit, especially knowing we've come here. I came here primarily actually to meet Lee Stevenson, and I'll try and remember to get his channel name and give him a shout out. Champion fella. He's going to take me shrimping in the next few weeks, hopefully. Really nice fella. Oh, and you'll notice I've got some waders as well. Anyway, if you want to know where they came from, I'll put a link to the website in the description below. They're custom made, and a really reasonable price to say they're custom made, because I'm a big lad. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. We've come to Poo Pipe, we're out, we're fishing. I'll tell you what, we'll talk through the rigs next time I bring them in. Basically, you've actually seen the exact rigs before, because, like I said, didn't have access to any of my new gear. So fingers crossed the rig bodies are alright. I've got some replacement snoods if I feel like I need them. So we can deal with that if I need to. But we're up and out, we've got crab out, we've got blacks out. Next door but one is pulling bass out for fun. I haven't got any live worm, no money, moving's expensive. But fingers crossed we can get some bass, because I'm having a family barbecue next weekend. Fingers crossed for some sizable bass to do some bass fillets on the barbie. But I've got one out for bass, I've got 3 up flapper out for that. I just said I would go through the rigs later. Might as well tell you. I've got a 3 up clip down, sorry, I'm using it as a flapper. Out for that with just some frozen black on. I'm going to mix it up later on with a bit of crab, bit of squid, bit of worm. And then on the distance rig, I've got a pulley dropper with a 3/0 circle on it. And that's got a dongle on it with with a small crab on, cut in half and sort of spread out over the dongle. So we'll let them soak for 20 minutes, half an hour. The fishing action isn't crazy. I tend to find during smooth down season what you'll do is you'll sit and you'll watch and you'll wait for that first one to come out. That's when the fishing starts.
You know you can sit down.
I know I can sit down, but I'm not going to sit down yet. Let's go back. See, you said you wanted to be not on film.
Yeah, I'm not on film. I'm not on film.
But to be able to hear you.
Sit there with behind the camera.
We'll see. I don't know with this new microphone, so I don't know. So I'm going to do my usual. Roll the intro. I have filmed a setup time lapse. It's only about 30 seconds a minute long, so I'm going to stick it in because it shows how rusty I am because it took me ages to get set up. Oh, that's a bite. Have we got a fish on the intro, guys and girls? Do we have a fish on the intro? Even if it's a flatty, I don't mind. Yeah, that's a fish.
Yay!
But yeah, I'll roll the intro, set up time lapse, leave you filming, and I'll have some ambient because I've not had any fishing for a while. But I'm going to sit and have my lunch. So I'll speak to you actually in a little bit. On the rods, please, director, camera person. I'm the director, you're the camera person. Bit of action just on the black lug rod again. So I'll turn you back on. See if it develops. The line went slack, but just retightened it. Yeah, there we go. Still nodding a little bit. Yeah, that's a good bite. That's a bit more positive. Still don't feel like there's a fish on it though.
Maybe they go.
Still doesn't feel like there's a fish on that. Took one of my worms, but no fish.
Ooh.
Right hand rod, which is the distance rod with a whole squid on. Give a couple of knocks, come on, really go. I need to leave it this time because I've been too early.
And right next door has been.
Next door's just had it crazy. maybe they've finally shown up. But I'm not, yeah, I think I've been too early on. I've had three or four bites so far, and I think I've been too early on every one. Rose has just asked me just to, because next time the worm rig comes in, we're going to swap it for another big fish rig. So we're going to have two big fish rigs out. Increase the chance of blanking, but increase the chance of getting a bigger fish. That'd be nice, to be honest, today. Oh man, that heart's sweating really. I'm wet through. Whatever that was didn't take the bait. There's a circle hook on that, so if it was there, it'd be there if it was hooked. We'll leave it out a bit longer. I'm going to prep up another rig to swap the worm rig to from. And I'll crab and squid out together side by side. I don't think I've got another dongle rig there. Oh, I have got another dongle rig. I didn't think I did. Oh, this is handy. I've got a paternoster as well. Yes. We've got a perfection loop on this one and a snell knot on the other one. That'll be an interesting comparison. Piece of crab. Get it all dressed up ready for the ball. Worm rig comes in, we'll change it. Right, just check the sound. Do we still have sound? Yeah, we do. Right, okay. Okay. So, not a right lot going on for me for the last couple of hours. The fellas to the right, they've had a few smoothies between them. Let me switch sides so you're not in the sun. And I can watch my rod tips. They've had a few smoothies to my right. I've not seen anything to my left. No flatties, no bass, no nothing. Next door but one's having quite a good session. They've had two keeper bass that I've seen. And what else have they had? A couple of smoothies that I've seen. And then the gentleman next door has had a few smoothies. So they seem to be coming so far up and stopping. Anyway, what time are we on? 5 o'clock. So we're an hour away from high water. And I've got probably enough bait to fish an hour or two of the ebb. So we'll see how it goes. It's a long drive out here for me now. For those of you, oh, he's leeing. Oh, he's getting his feet wet. It might be. It might be he's getting his feet wet. Come on, lad. No, unfortunately not. I mean, hopefully I've caught them on camera. I've had a few bites, but nothing stayed on. Just one of them days, just one of them days. So far, I'm not giving up yet. There's a lot of rods out down here today. I'm not surprised with the catch report for the last few days. I hope it's going better up the beach a bit by the rocks for the few fellas that are up there. Geordie Fisherman and his crew travelled down from Northumberland, I think, or from up north somewhere, to come fishing. Sorry to hear the Holderness Cod Father couldn't make it out with us today. I hope everything's okay if you see this. I've not messaged you yet. Just don't want to disturb you. He was supposed to be out with us today, but unfortunately something has prevented him doing so. But yeah, so absence, yeah. I mean, I don't really need to explain it, I suppose, but yeah, I've moved house. Finally managed to get on the property ladder with a 3-bed just outside Wakefield City Centre, so quite nice, to be fair. Quite happy with the move. I think Rose has settled in okay. You quite happy with the move?
Yeah.
I think Charlotte's had a bit of a rough time with it, but she'll come round. She'll get there, especially once she gets back to school. She likes school, does Charlotte? She's very academic, and she's missing not having that. But unfortunately, for whatever reason, the admissions board are taking ages. So I rang and gave them a poke on Monday. They told me that somebody had literally updated the case about 3 minutes before I rang. So we crossed our fingers that something was going on, but we haven't heard anything yet this week. And all they say is, once we've made his decision, you'll get a letter. Bless her. She's doing alright. She's doing alright. She's had a rough time of it. Excuse me. But yeah, it's been at least a month and a half, 2 months since I was last able to get a rod in the water or a line in the water, and it's still going to be on and off.
Is this a big one?
What, a big lump of sand? Yeah.
As in a big sandstone?
No, it's just a big lump of sand. It could even be a dog poo. Yeah, exactly. Lost my train of thought now. So yeah, I'm going to finish my tea. We had us lunch when we got here. It's now tea time, so I'm going to have my tea. I wish I'd brought a flask of tea, to be honest. The missus offered to make me one. That was a cracking cast, Lee. Wow. And I didn't take her up on it, and I wish I had done now. My main one isn't. The 2 little ones are, my main one isn't.
Okay, I'll get your main one.
So I'm going to have my tea, change my baits. We are just fishing with crab and squid on big rigs now. Thank you. So we are limiting our options quite severely. I've got 1 packet of blacks left, so I might end up dropping back onto the 3-up flapper. I was kind of hoping the sea would lift a bit as the wind's picked up, but it hasn't. Hopefully it'll bring the bass on the feed, but it hasn't. The colour is another thing. I mean, it's still brown, but it's dropped out a little bit. I don't think it'll be too long before we may be starting to see blue water on the Holderness coast. We normally have a week or two of it around now, to be fair. Not enough to bring the mackie in or anything like that, but yeah. The weird thing about the Holderness coast and the Lynx coast, as opposed to down south and things like that, we don't see colouring water and it ain't going to fish. Whereas down south, if you see colouring water, it ain't going to fish. It's weird. But that's the habitats, isn't it? It's what they're used to. That's why up here we have to change baits possibly more regularly, because we rely solely on scent in the water to bring the baits to the hook, the fish to the hook. But yeah, moved house. We've got moved now. I'm relaunching Conversation Shed, so I have a second channel called GYO Kitchen Garden that used to be called Conversation Shed, and it was a multi-purpose channel really. It was a bit of sort of anything hobby related, and I'm going to rebrand it back to Conversation Shed, and on there I'm going to put my sea fishing videos. I'm going to start luring. I am going to eventually start pike and perch lure fishing in the rivers. I've spoken with Lee, I've spoken with Shane, and they're up for a few challenges and a bit of a laugh on the rivers. So hopefully I'll get to do that. I finally found a rod and reel combo as opposed to using a drop shot in rod and reel. What else was there? Oh, and then was the gardening and the woodworking stuff. So I'm about to start work on the new sort of HQ, the new one man and his rod / Conversation Shed HQ, which is a 10 foot by 10 foot log cabin in the back garden of the new house. So next weekend we start prepping for the concrete pad. So I've got like 4 ton of ballast coming, and not ballast, type 1, and what else we got coming? Some other bits and pieces for the cement. So we're going to start prep for that next weekend. So I'll start filming that for Conversation Shed. Like I said, the other GYO Kitchen Garden is going back to being Conversation Shed. It's going to be a bit of dumping ground for me. Once again, a video diary of the things I get up to with myself, the hobbies, the kids. You know, it's a much same as this, a video diary. This channel's going to remain as it is. This channel's going to remain just sea fishing, unless I get an overwhelming amount of comments saying you'd like to see the lure fishing as well, the pike and perch freshwater. Unless I get an overwhelming amount of comments saying people would like to see that on this channel also, I might test the waters with it, but I would like to keep this sea fishing really. But you know, as I've always said, I upload these videos onto this channel as a video diary for myself, and if people enjoy watching them,
Why don't we make
I love the fact that you've come across and you're coming along on the journey with me. And it's lovely to get the messages for the amount of people it's supported and the amount of people that have started fishing because of it, the amount of people that have taken up the hobby or are looking at taking up the hobby, the amount of people we've helped. It's not just me, the other YouTubers as well.
Why don't we make one big
Take up the hobby.
YouTube channel about everything?
So I've just said, I'm bringing back Conversation Shed.
I know.
So yeah, that Conversation Shed's coming back. I've got a lot of stuff going on, and I'd say it is going to mean that I'm not going to get out fishing every weekend. I've got a couple of matches coming up, so there's a few in particular I want to mention. There's a Smoothhound Open on the Lynx coast, the first weekend in July. There's then the Tony Booth Smoothhound. These are all catch and release. There's the Tony Booth Memorial Match. I believe that's either actually, let's get this right. I think it's the last weekend in July, so I think it's the 26th calendar. No, it might be the 26th, 27th. It's the weekend of the 26th, I think. So I think it might well be that the match is on the 28th. I can't exactly remember. I'll try and remember whilst I'm editing to put it on the screen now. And then I've got one other match, another catch and release, and that one is the Philip Deach charity match, but I think that's taking place during cod season, so that's a way off yet. But if you are interested in taking part in any of these catch and release matches, they're all for good causes. Like I said, there's the Tony Booth, which I believe the money raised is going to RNLI Withensea. I think. I'll have to correct myself on screen for that. Then there's the Philip Deach Memorial match. That's going to be it's obviously it's not in honour of Philip, 'cause Philip's still with us, but it's to go to one of the charitable bodies that's helped him through his recovery, and we do wish him well, and we hope he makes a strong enough recovery to be able to be back out fishing again. I don't know if that's going to be the case. I wasn't didn't know him well enough, didn't know his family well enough, so I've not reached out, but I do wish him well. Philip and I spoke a few times, so you know, I'm not going to speak of his illness or anything like that, but it is in honour of one of the charitable organisations that's helped him. I can't remember exactly which one. Once again, I'll put it on screen. What else did I need to do? Because the stuff that I need to do has been mounting up for ages. So there was the Philip Deach and the Tony Booth match that I promised I'd mention in my videos. So I'll be mentioning that again in the future. So forgive me, but I'm going to mention them a few times. Excuse me a sec. Oh, hay fever. Charity matches. There's another video that's been waiting in the wings for me to make for far too long. I've lost the footage. I'm going to have to film it all again, and that's the review of Rosa's Achios Airlight 355, I think it is, and the Iron Spin 50. We might do that review in a few weeks. I'm hoping to go up to Blythe when the mackerel show. Hopefully we'll get to actually film it. I've done it for 3 years, and every time the footage has either not worked, not been worth it, or lost or corrupted, or you know, literally all 3 times. So it seems to be cursed, but we'll take it and we'll see, and see if I can use it to fish for spin for some mackerel. It's an estuary rod. It might be a bit long for that, but we'll wait and see. I'm going to eat my lunch. I'm going to turn you off. Sorry for my bit of a ramble. Like, share and subscribe. Apologies, there's been no fish so far. There've been a couple of bite actions, but no fish. I'm not saying we're blanking yet, we're not giving up, but you know, so far. I'm going to eat my lunch, my tea. I'm going to rebait, readjust, refocus, and I'll speak to you in a bit. It's done really well. Well guys, it's not looking very promising really. I'm going to pack the camera away, start packing down. Main problem is the colour's washed out. It's gone, completely gone. And for some reason on the ebb I can't hold bottom. The leads are washing in even though the tide's going out, and they're washing in really quickly. Even my 6 is struggling, and the 4 I've been using, because I went back to the worm rig, the 4 I've been using, it's just, well, I've literally just cast it, just the line, got the line, you know, with a little bow in it, and yeah, it's now sat pretty much right in front of me. The line, it's just completely bored. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong there, but I'm tired. It's been a quiet day for most of the people down here today. It's been a load of rods out. There's still a lot of rods out. People are starting to pack up and go home. The tide has just turned. We're about half an hour into the ebb, in fact. Yeah. So I mean, I've got a few casts left, but I'm going to pack the camera away. Unfortunately, it wasn't the triumphant return that I had hoped for. But hey, that's the way it goes. Sometimes, you know, sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some, and that's. Looks like today was a loss. Couldn't even find a flatty. We had those few bites early on. Since then, dead. Nothing. I had a mould squid bait. I haven't seen any damage to any crab baits. My worms are getting taken, but I'm assuming that's possibly crabs. So the guys sort of off to my right have been alright, but everybody to the left seems to have struggled today. So yeah, as always, if there is any fish in these last few casts, I'll put a picture up. But once I've run out of worm, I'm going to drop to one rod, so on and so forth. I might see if I can get the drone out and send it up for a sunset flight now that some of the folks have packed up. I don't like flying it over this many people, so, or flying it near to this many people. I do follow the rules, but yeah, I'm not a fan of flying it this close. But the fish ain't biting. I might as well play with something, hadn't I? Can't play with myself. So yeah, I'm going to pack the camera away. There's going to be this video, then probably a gap, then hopefully I'll be back out again, because I'm having to do the other videos in stages just for affordability purposes. Yeah, I might try the West Coast next. I might even get down to Wales, or I might be going up north to Blythe for the mackerel, depending on when they show. Stay safe, tight lines. I'll see you next time.